Hey, welcome to the Spit Swallow Beer Review. I am Jammer.
That's right, Jammer. And I am Shagdog.
That's right, Shagdog. You are the Shaginator, the Shagster, the Shagger Grateful.
And you are the jamming in her, the Jamarama, the jamming peanut butter of the show.
Jamarama. I like that. I'm going to have to use that for a special segment for my beer reviews.
Wait for Jammerthon next year.
Jammerthon and the Jamarama.
Yeah,
There's
we'll
gonna
wait
be
for
two. Jamarama will be right before October, I guess, huh? I got Stillwater Artisanal Ales Kiss Kiss Double Milk Chocolate Stout. It's an American stout, 8% ABV. Nothing really on the BA about it because there's no grade. You know, there's only one review, I think it is. Yeah, I really like this.
Is it going over?
An early Valentine's Day beer. Great looking, smelling, medium body, lightly boozy. Really can't ask for more.
I went over.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, Jammer, I'm doing Westbrook's anniversary Imperial Stout. It's American Imperial Stout. 12th. I'm guessing this is the 12th anniversary. It might be a different year. Which 12th anniversary is 2022. This expires or best by December 2023. I don't know if it's the same one or the 13th anniversary, but chocolate and sea salt Imperial Stout. 90 on Beer Advocate. It's 11% ABV. Imperial Stout with rich chocolate and a sprinkle of natural sea salt. Can't get more simpler than that, right?
No, you can't. I got a very dark beer here. Can't really see anything.
Is that the real song, Jammer?
It's Johnny Be Good in the style of Judas Priest on karaoke.
And that's okay. So it's karaoke. So there's no real lyrics on there. Just the background. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Very dark. No even amber or garnet colors or whatsoever, and a nice beige, brown beige head. The smell. I'm getting coffee, some dark fruit, some bread. Yeah, just coffee. Maybe a little vanilla. Yeah. While you describe yours, I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of mine. Cheers, my friend.
Yeah, definitely getting a rich chocolate taste, caramel, and probably some of that sea salt too. It smells a little salty. Yeah, chocolate, salt, and caramel. There you go. Let's try it.
Well, Shagdog, mine has got a light, really light sweetness. Got a very light coffee flavor. Very light coffee. I mean, this is one of the stouts that I'm surprised, but it has a very light coffee flavor. It has a little caramel, a little vanilla, but overall, it is on the sweet side. Alcohol well masked. Very easy to drink, but it is sweet. It is so sweet, I'm almost gagging. Yeah. Because the coffee and the bitterness is very light, almost non-existent. And so the sweetness is overpowering and very bold. If they would have evened it out a little bit more, right in the middle, where the sweetness and the bitterness and everything came together, it would be perfect, but it's not. But that's okay, because all beer is varying goodness.
Right, they do. Mine is definitely a really rich, a good chocolate, caramel, and salt. Just like the smell, it tastes the same. It's 11% alcohol. The alcohol is somewhat masked. You can still taste it, but
does it have like a warming sensation as you're drinking it?
A little bit. I mean, mostly up here. You know, you get something go down here, it cools down, I guess, by the time it gets down.
That last beer I did, which was 12.2, it had it up here, but after that, it just kind of almost down to here, almost struck to here. But after that, it wasn't very warming at all.
Yeah. That's weird because most times I don't get it up here. I usually get it when it's down here by the sternum, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
And the thing about it is too, that warmingness, that booziness, it usually is overpowering, and on my last beer that I had, it was masked very well, but it was still there because it was 12.2. Once you get to a certain level, it's hard to mask it,
That's true. Yeah.
But this is at 8%, and it's very sweet, which it masks the warming effect because I'm still getting like a warming effect right here. But it's not as warming as the 12.2, of course. But what I'm getting at is the fact that this is 8% and it has that warminess.
Right.
But it's too sweet. Right. It masks it well, but it's too sweet. I don't like a really super sweet beer. I mean,
and there's been 8% and 11, 12% stouts where it might even taste alcoholic, but no warming effect at all, or vice versa, no alcohol, but you get the warming effect,
Or you have a good balance where it has a nice sweetness and a nice warmingness and booziness to it.
Yeah, a little booziness, yeah.
And it all blends well together, and then you don't mind it at all, And this right here, unfortunately, for me, if I was to drink more than one or two of these, it would be something that I would be like, oh God, I can't stand it. Take it away, because it's so sweet.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it's really sweet, because it's not really sweet, but it's so sweet right now drinking it.
Yeah, sometimes you get those stouts where it's masked really well, but you can taste the undertones of the sweetness. Like, it's really sweeter than what you're tasting. You can tell, like, something's being hidden here. There's a veil.
This is pretty smooth too, actually, because of the sweetness and everything. But
even the alcohol. Alcohol is probably veiled a little bit. I mean,
this is very covered. It covers up the alcohol very well. But it's so sweet that I couldn't drink more than one or two of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is very deceptively easy to drink for 11%. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can taste a little bit, but it's masked pretty well with that caramel and chocolate and salty taste in it.
So my question is, that's a chocolate and salt imperial stout, you said?
Yeah, with caramel.
With caramel. And it's called what? Westbrook?
Westbrooke.
Westbrook?
Yeah, Westbrook. All their labels are pretty much the same. They got these weird little same. Yeah.
Where is it made at?
I think that's Columbia, South Carolina, Westbrook. I do believe. Let me check. Wrong one. Yes, this one. I don't know. I just don't know. I think it's Columbia, but let me double check it. It could be Charleston, but I think it's Columbia. Mount Pleasant, which is by Columbia. Yeah. I've had a couple good beers by these guys. I mean, they're not bad at all, actually. Most of their beers. I like their stouts and stuff more than their IPAs, though. Their stouts and darker beers are pretty good.
What I found is that a lot of these small craft brewers, they are pretty decent when it comes to certain styles, and it depends on what style they are really focusing on. Like you said, the stouts are better than the IPAs. Maybe
to me,
maybe to them too. Maybe they like stouts more than the IPAs, and so
it seems like they have more IPAs and stuff like that though than they do stouts.
Yeah, because that's the most popular thing.
Yeah.
What gets me about the IPAs is that you have a variation of IPA almost with every craft brewer. Almost every craft brewer turns around and puts out a variation of an IPA, and then another variation of the IPA, and another variation of the IPA. So it's like they got 3 or 4 different IPAs.
Yeah. Like they got 4 or 5 West Coast, 4 or 5 Nipas.
And it's all tastes about the same.
Similar, yeah.
I don't know.
I would agree what your best one is. Okay, that's our best West Coast IPA. Let's leave it at that. That's the only one we're making. Of course, I think they do a lot of that. We got a new one. We got to increase sales, so we come out with a new one. People will buy it just to try it. Yeah,
yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
that's the idea of marketing. I mean, you look at all the garbage people buy. They come out with some new flavor of some. Oh, I got to get the new flavor. Soda or whatever. It's like retarded. But,
Well, that's Mountain Dew.
yeah.
Mountain Dew comes out with 15 different flavors, and hey, try this, try it. And you know what? For the most part, the kids will try it. Adults, not so much. Yeah, they like the idea of it and all that stuff, but for the most part, it's the kids that are going to taste it, And I have to tell you honestly that it ain't worth it. Because Mountain Dew itself is a crap beverage, to tell you truly.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst sodas that you can drink.
Wow. I don't drink Mountain Dew too much, so that's good.
It's got the most sugar and the food coloring, and as far as that goes, you also got the caffeine.
What about the old rumor that Mountain Dew makes your penis shrink?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I did drink some Mountain Dews in my younger days. Maybe that's why it happened to me.
Well, in your younger days, you probably had moments of or bouts of impotence, right?
I mean, you think that's what Chaz drank a lot of, Mountain Dew?
Yeah, he probably did drink a lot of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I first heard that theory, Mountain Dew makes your dick shrink, when I worked at the juice plant there back in the day. That's when I first heard that. So I stopped drinking Mountain Dew right away as soon as I heard it.
Yeah, you don't need to have anything shrinking something that...
It's already small. If it's already small, you don't want it shrinking. It'll be nothing.
It's already microscopic. I don't need it to be non-existent.
But,
I don't know the legitimacy of that claim, but I will tell you this much. Mountain Dew has been considered and by many as the worst soft drink that you could possibly buy and drink.
There was one kid I used to work with over here. He drinks a lot of Mountain Dew, the Baja Blast, and there's some purple one they had. I forget what the hell it was. And some black one they had, black something, black ice. I don't know what the hell it's called. But anyhow, he's very excited when they came back out with that. But anyhow, I heard him talking to some other worker. He was talking about his man boobs. He's like, yeah, he's like 21 years old, 22. He's talking about his man boobs. I don't know why. I was like, think about all the sodas and sugary drinks and all this shit. So I was like, man, you're probably full of estrogen. You probably need to go see a doctor and get some fucking testosterone or something. That's why you got man titties. I should have said, let me see them titties. That's what I should have said. Huh? And then he would have went, and I said, yep, them some titties. Too bad it doesn't work there anymore. I would have do it.
Yeah,
they're not man titties. They're little girl titties.
Yeah, that in general, it may not seem like a conspiracy because some aspects of it. Let me just put it this way.
Hey, let's grade that beer first, Jammer. Can you do that quick? Can you get it?
Overall, this is not a bad beer. Not one of the best. I'll give it a C+ and a swallow.
Wow. This one's good, and it's not super rich, but it's too rich for me,
It just seems very sweet to me, this one.
This one, I wouldn't be able to drink one or two, maybe two on a cold night. Be all right. It's good, but yeah, it's an Imperial Stout. Yeah. It's too sweet, not super sweet, but I give it a B+ and a swallow. PA Bruners might give this a higher score. I think he would.
Yeah.
There. Okay, go on with your titty story.
Don't be cruel.
What you were talking about, whatever you're talking about, I was thinking about something else, and I forgot about it already. Shit.
Well, I was just thinking that soft drinks in general, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo.
Any other big soft drink? Who makes
RC? Royal Crown Cola makes RC.
Oh, is that do they make any other sodas besides RC? That's why I wonder.
Knee High.
Never heard of it.
Knee High, you never heard of that? It had
No.
a grape, orange.
How about the what's that one soda called? Okay, not Shasta. Shasta was a North soda, which I don't think it's sold down here.
Yeah, Shasta.
I want to pop, 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 pop. I want a Shasta.
Shasta.
I don't see that anywhere. Do they still make that Shasta?
I'm sure they do. Look it up. Ask your lady.
My Google lady. I told that girl to text me. She never did, so maybe I talked. I think I babble on too much of my voice text. I think that's what happened. I scared her away. Oh, well. Do they still make Shasta soda? Oh, wait. No. Is Shasta soda still made?
According to Quora, Shasta soda was founded in 1889. It's been 133 years almost. It is still available.
Still available where, though?
Where can you buy Shasta?
Yeah, let's do that one, Jim. I like your way of thinking. Where can I buy Shasta soda? Wow, the labels look way different than from the last time I saw it. Looks a lot generic. Oh, wow, they supposedly have it around here. I never seen it around here.
I figure they would. Anyway, what I was going to say is Coca-Cola and PepsiCo, the two largest.
Yeah. The two big
I
dogs.
believe are just basically a Coca-Cola, I believe, is not communist, but fascist. And
Pepsi's communist.
well, I honestly believe they buy their equipment from the same places. All the Axis powers.
Japan,
China.
Germany, and Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, the new Axis.
No. You're right. Germany, Italy, and Japan.
Oh, wow.
They buy their equipment from there. They buy all their testing equipment from there. And their colors. I mean, look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has red, which is like communist red, fascist red. Basically, Coca-Cola has that serpent tail on the end of the C. Right. So it's almost satanic.
One time, one of their classic ones where they had red and gold and white.
I mean, think about it. Satanic colors is usually red and white, right?
Or Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's true too. And a similar name, right? Yeah.
Santa Claus.
And then you got PepsiCo, who chooses the blue. However, they have red and they have white.
But the blue.
And they have the blue, but they turn around and do the same thing. And then they have similar practices in the sense, I mean, Coca-Cola turns around, pays the least amount of money, however you do the most amount of type of work. And then PepsiCo, you do the least amount of work for the most amount of money. However, the company, how it's ran, both companies are run crappy. Both companies, if it wasn't for the profit margins, would be bankrupt. Because Coca-Cola almost went bankrupt 2 or 3 times.
Really? I did not know that.
PepsiCo almost went bankrupt a couple of times. So,
have you ever seen a Pepsi and a Coca-Cola guy fighting at a little diner or anything?
No, that's just a commercial.
I ran into a Pepsi and Coke guy. There was like 3 Pepsi guys talking to the 2 Coke guys at the back there. I said, man, the way the commercials portray you guys, you should be fighting right now.
Yeah.
So let's see it.
I guarantee you, both of them are going, how much you're making? I'm making this amount. How much you making? I'm making this amount. Oh, yeah. Well, damn it to hell. I'm not making that much. I've been here for
Pepsi.
Yeah, I'm coming over to Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Yeah, because I knew one guy who used to drive the truck for Coke, then he went to Pepsi. And he told some other guy, and he's like, he went to Pepsi. And like, So the Pepsi was paying more for the dryers, but
And that's the thing. Coca-Cola pays the least amount. They even said it in a meeting one time when I was there. You know, it was like, we pay the least amount. They said they pay the average. They pay the least amount. You know.
did they say it's because we have a superior product and we
No,
need to
they just say they pay the least amount. Well, average amount. Just below the average, they said. And the reason is the fact that they basically they pay the below average because you're working for a good company. You know, you're not just going to disappear a job, right?
right.
And you're paying just below the average, and so I've never make enough money to be able to bail myself out, but I work as long as I can, right?
Yeah.
With PepsiCo, I would make X amount higher. However, the difference is that I'm making this much higher. I can't make anything else anywhere else that high. So if I quit or I get fired, I'm never going to make that high amount like that for that type of job.
Right.
So I'm never going to quit, and I'm never going to get fired if I can help it. And
my job, corporate communism, pay everybody the same, no matter what. If you're the sorriest person, not hardly doing any work or nothing, or the hardest worker. And that's why you get people that say, "Fuck this! I'm not working as hard as I normally do because these people walking around not doing that damn thing and get paid the same."
Well, that's the same thing everywhere else. And the thing about Coca-Cola, it's like they are the ones. They're like your grandfather. They know the job. They've done the job. They've been doing the job for 50 years.
Right.
Then you got PepsiCo, which is like the ignorant.
Stepdad?
Not stepdad, but ignorant Urkel. Urkel. Okay, you graduated from this. Okay, you can do this, and we're going to pay X amount, and we're going to do this, and all that stuff. Doesn't matter whether or not it works or not. It just matters whether or not your song was good or where you wore your suspenders. Because guess what? We're going to promote you in 3 months anyway because you came out of college and we're going to do this. Okay, so we promote you and everything. So you never have anybody in a position long enough to actually learn the position.
Yeah. Well, it's like with my place too. There has been times where I guess they gave people, depending on their points that they for being absent or whatever. If you had less than 2 points or whatever, you got like a 40-cent raise. A 30-cent raise, 20-cent raise.
That's a communistic thing.
Yeah, or no raise at all. And then, but what happens is you got that, right? But then the next year they come out with a big raise, everybody. So they just raise everybody up from 13 to say $15 an hour. Well, that's higher than you were getting. Now you're back to the same level the people got higher raise than before, You're back down to their level,
It's just like what they were saying about California. Everybody in California is going to be making $20 an hour in the fast food industry. All right, so you're going to make $20 an hour. Now that fast food meal that used to cost $5 is going to cost $15.
Right.
And here's the other thing.
I don't know.
We're also going to have kiosks where it's computer operated, and I'm going to go in and to that fast food restaurant, and I'm going to order from a kiosk instead of a person. I'm going to punch in exactly what I want,
or your
how
app.
I want it, huh?
Or your app. You can pre-order it before you get there.
Exactly, and I'm going to put in there what I want and how I want it and everything. Boom, boom, boom. And guess what? We're going to eliminate that position.
When they had this kiosk at the one McDonald's over there towards Home Depot over there on 54, I never used that shit. And I never see anybody even using it, hardly ever. So, but I guess if you're forced to use it, you're going to use it.
Being that you used to do DoorDash and everything on the side and all that stuff, I'm going to tell you something. Just the other day in Zephyr Hills, somebody got shot.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
You heard about that?
Yeah.
Somebody got shot at the Zephyr Hills McDonald's. I don't know what it was about or what it entailed, but two people individuals got involved, and one got shot, and the one went to the hospital. The other one, I don't know what happened to him.
Probably in jail, hopefully.
Yeah, but that has been the influx of all these people that have been coming in to the area down here in Florida. Our governor said, "Yeah, come on, come on, what the hell? Come on over here, Florida, because we are not masked.
We're free.
Yeah, we're free. Come on over to Florida." And now everybody's coming to Florida, and guess what? We don't have any state sales tax. Yeah, but everything costs enormously amount,
Yeah, and prices keep going up. Rent, housing prices, everything's skyrocketed.
Now, here's the other figure that came out the other day. And I don't know if it's for the whole nation or just for the state of Florida, but they say you have to make 80% more than what you made before to afford a home in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So that means if you're making $100,000, 80% of that is what? $80,000, right?
All right.
So now you have to make $180,000 just to afford the home in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The taxes have skyrocketed, and there's been no break. The thing about it is the governor. Yeah, the governor should have turned around and said to turn around and mandated, turn around and put a bill forward that said for the people who have been living here for 10 years or longer, you have this tax break on your house, on your housing. So if you own a house or if you bought a house, if you've lived here 10 years or more and you buy a house, it doesn't matter if you buy it this year or if you bought it 10 years ago, you bought a house, then you don't have to pay more than this.
Right. And the insurance companies that come in this state to collect people's money, well, it's a big hurricane fucking hits. There should be a contract. You cannot pull out and tell people we're no longer insuring you anymore.
Yeah.
We're pulling out of Florida. That happened in the 2004 hurricanes, and then recently with the Michael and the other.
Oh, they come down and they reap the rewards of the years that they don't have to pay out and everything, and they never insure themselves. They never insure themselves. That money that they're making, they could easily set aside X amount to insure themselves in case of having to pay out.
So if they did the contract, you can't come in here, take people's money unless you got to stay here this amount of years. If we get a big hurricane next year, guess what? You're staying here for fucking 10 years.
And you can't raise the insurance rates any more than X amount per year.
Right. Certain percent every year. That's it. Reasonable amount, not no 20 or 30%.
Yeah, but the thing is that the governor had the ability to be able to say right off the bat, if you lived here 10 years or more, even 5 years or more for that matter, 10 years or more, you're not paying any more taxes than this.
Are you saying if you lived here 5 or 10 years or more, you're a Floridian?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh, wait, when I had that Florida t-shirt on, what the hell was it called? I forget the Florida brand.
I don't know.
And I said, yeah, I lived here for 22 years. I'm a Floridian. You're like, you're not a Floridian.
I just teased you about that.
I'm pretty much a Floridian because I only lived in New York for like 15 and a half years.
You lived more years in Florida than you lived anywhere
Pennsylvania,
else.
3 years maybe. New
like
Jersey,
I said, you may have been born in New York.
Yeah, Florida or Texas, less than a year. Panama for 2 years, and then Florida for 24 years.
That's what I'm saying. So if you lived in Florida for X amount of years, then you wouldn't have to pay any more taxes than this. That's what it should have been. But what they did, and then pass on the additional costs to people who have just moved and within the previous 5 years had just moved to Florida. That would have been something smart to do. But no, they didn't do that. No.
The shitty house I lived in originally, double wide trailer. I admit it. Yeah, I lived in a trailer park. Double wide used to be a senior citizen trailer park. But anyhow, double wide.
That's when you moved out on your own.
Yeah, when I first lived there, the insurance was like $500 a year. 2003. Once those hurricanes came in 2004, my insurance went up to like 1,300, so more than doubled.
Yeah.
And then just kept going up and up every year. I was like,
well, that's the thing. That's what I'm getting at. The taxes and the insurance have gone up so much,
which is crazy because inland you got hit on the coastline where the hurricanes hit, but inland, you lost a couple shingles or a few little bit of damage, not major damage.
Let me tell you honestly, most people who lived inland or that got hit, they didn't claim anything on their housing because, hey, I got a $500 deductible and it cost $400 to replace the shingles here.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to apply for some kind of benefit because it's not worth it.
Right. Yeah, and I loved the one guy when that last hurricane hit, the big one there hit down by Fort Myers or whatever, and I was like, I said something on Facebook. It was like, oh, yeah, we've been through Category 5s before. I was like, you haven't been through Category 5 winds in that area, where I lived. He's like, oh, yes, we have. I was like, no, you haven't, dude. You got at the most hurricane Category 1 winds at the most, Yeah,
my whole thing is that
just because the Category 5 hits down here, over here is only Category 1 winds.
My whole thing is this, that the governor had the ability to say anybody who's moved within the past 5 years to Florida pays this amount of homeowner tax.
Yeah.
And the people who have been here for 5 years or more pay this amount.
Like grandfathered in.
Yeah, grandfathered in, where you're not, even if you bought a house 2 years ago, but you've lived here all your life, you shouldn't have to pay the taxes that somebody who has just moved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's the people who are just moving to Florida
that
are driving up the cost of the taxes.
Because they're coming down here on northern retirement pensions, whatever they got, more money. And they're coming down to Florida.
And they're buying things for 3 times the price, 4 times the price.
Yeah. Just get this, Jammer. My cousin
just because they want it.
My cousin told me one time he lived in New York, worked for the state, and with his overtime, he's like, back when he was like at 25 years working for the state, I was like, how come you're not retired yet? He's like, well, if I retire now, I'm only going to get like $80,000 a year in pension. So I'm trying to get a little bit more in that. I was like, $80,000 a year and a pension? Are you shitting me? You get people like that move down there, and
Oh yeah, they can afford a massive amount of stuff, right?
$80,000 a year, you're making like quadruple than the average Floridian.
The average Floridian is probably making about $30,000-$40,000.
Yeah, give or take. Median might be 34, something like that.
That's the average.
Family income, like with the couple, probably 75, 80, maybe. Yeah.
So if you're making $35,000-$40,000 and you turn around and you're getting a pension for $80,000 and move down, you can afford it. You know?
Yeah. And then you move down here and still get a job. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing, because most people who move turn around and get a part-time job of some kind.
Right. Well,
I just think that there was a way of combating the cost of living per se, and that was to allow the people who have been here in Florida to be
X amount of years.
In. Boom.
Yeah.
And the people who haven't been in Florida all this time until now,
because Florida
they have to pay the higher amount of taxes.
Florida is a reasonably affordable state. It might, for the southern states, might have been the more costly one out of southern, but not that much more costly than Georgia.
Well, let's put it this way. Florida has always been a great state to live, but unless you had money, it was not.
Right.
So, the people who have been here all their life and everything, they're being driven out, basically. They're being driven out and told, basically they have to sell what they have, because guess what? It's not worth it for them to stay. They can't afford it.
Right.
So they'll sell that house that they've had for the past 20 years that they paid taxes on, and it was only $500 or $600, $700 taxes. And now all of a sudden they're paying 3 times the amount of taxes,
3 times the insurance.
Yeah, 3 times the insurance because they didn't have to pay the insurance like that before, but now it's 4 times the amount of insurance.
Yep.
And they're willing to sell it and move to another state because they can't afford it anymore. And that's what's happening right now. People are moving from the state of Florida that have lived here for
Surprisingly,
10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Surprisingly, up here in different states like Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina, a lot of people from Florida are moving up into these states.
Exactly. And why is that? Because they don't expect you to pay that kind of outrageous amount in taxes and in insurance.
And then the other hand of that is like people from the north that want to move to Florida. They're like, oh, it's getting too expensive in Florida. Let's move to South Carolina, Georgia, whatever. So that's getting increased here. And is this place, people are complaining online here, like they're doing my hometown there in Florida, about all the building is going on, construction, like new houses, new apartments.
Well, I can tell you right now, if you're not going to invest in the infrastructure, there's no point in building everything else because guess what? You build everything else and then start building the infrastructure. You've caused me to waste my life sitting in traffic. You caused me to waste my life having to delay everything in my life to.
I've been with you in traffic. I know.
Well, you know what traffic is like.
No, I know what you are like in traffic. Yeah.
I am a very easygoing, respectable.
Thanks to our one viewer watching now. Jammer fan is lovable and respectable and easygoing.
Yeah. We don't have any comments, so we don't know who it is.
Yeah. Jammer. I did say Jammer fan. Jammer, not Jammer fan.
Yeah.
I've been with Jammer in a few traffic travels. Yeah, pretty good. He's a pretty good driver when it comes down.
I appreciate that, Shagdog.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen you drinking and driving. You drive pretty good drunk.
Well, that was back in the day.
Yeah, back in your younger days. Yeah.
Not anymore.
I mean, we only came close a few times, you know?
I don't do it anymore.
Remember you and Horace? I went to the damn, oh my God,
Webster.
Horace. He slamming out all the brakes, and Horace was like, oh, I saw him turn white.
Horace is a black man. Okay, so if he saw him turn white,
he was scared. I was scared too. I was like, but I don't know what happened. But you had to slam in your brakes, someone pulled out in front of you. But I tell you, the best one was we were cutting through the high school area up there when the road was open by the high school, and I don't know what the fuck happened that time, but yeah, something happened.
I took the curve too much.
I can't remember that was the time I burnt my hand at the old New Year's Eve party. I think that was that night, same night.
Yeah, well, I
burnt my hand and you almost killed me.
I didn't almost kill you. You could say that I saved your life.
Yeah, here. I tell you what, don't jump over fire, kids. Hey, this ain't gonna get us copyrighted, is it?
I don't think so. It's the karaoke channel, so
Okay.
karaoke version.
God, if we get blocked and canceled, it'd be a shame we got canceled because we were playing.
Well, at least it'll be because of me instead of you.
That's true. I ain't showing no Statue of Liberty naked woman.
It's a shame. I don't know.
I mean, only 3 seconds up at the phone. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I meant one of those other videos I did a week or two ago. I mentioned one of the guys.
Well, to tell you quite honestly, I tell you what it was is that there was a comment by a biblical, not biblical, but by a college that was going against biblical views that went on our channel and made a comment and
Really?
at the same time, I think it was at the same time you showed the what you call it. I think
Statue of Liberty.
they turned YouTube people on to us because they didn't like us, and you turned around and did that, and that did it.
I don't know, but I was like, hey, what do you think about that? Statue of Liberty riding some girl dressed up full paint. You know, she looked like you couldn't see any like naked body parts or anything, but that was kind of stupid to do, I guess. Yeah. Don't show people having sex on YouTube.
Yeah, but you couldn't see they were having sex.
I know you couldn't really tell because she was painted and you couldn't even see the dude. She's like a reverse cowboy on him.
Yeah.
Anyhow, God bless America.
Anyway, we're done with this beer, aren't we? Let's move on to the next one. We at least have time for one more, right?
Maybe.
It's 4:03 right now.
I'm drunk now.
4:03. Let's do one more and call it a day.
I think I might do to my Pilsner. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. What did I tell you I had?
I want to do something light.
I don't think I have that. I'm sorry. I don't have light stuff. What did I give you?
Let's see what you got there, Jammer.
Kiss Kiss, Huge Archer. I got Poltergeist, Triple IPA, or another Dark Cherry Chocolate Stout, Imperial Stout.
Oh.
I think I'm going to just do the Captain Lawrence Dark Cherry, Dark Chocolate Cherry Imperial Stout.
All right, well, I'll find something to do myself.
Right,
I don't have any stouts in the fridge, so.
Well, that's a shame. You should always have a stout.
Well, I had 2 already. Jesus. Ugh. All right.
All right. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I'm Jammer. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
I'm Shagdog.
Shagdog, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, bless me.
You are blessed, my son.